Member Srimati Supriya Sule.
Sir, I stand here today to speak on the finance bill. So what is really the purpose of the finance bill is to give effect to the financial proposals of the central government for the financial year 2025-26. And what did we hear a rhetoric from the treasury benches? It was digging up the coffins of the bygone era. It was unfortunate because I was really optimistic to hear something more from the treasury benches. But it was just the old era of last 5 decades of India's history. Because India is really going through a challenging time, because the globe is going through a challenging time. So with the disruptions or the changes in various dispensations all over the world, especially what is happening in America, which we're all reading, right or wrong, only time will judge it and history will judge it. But as of now, where we are standing is the headwinds of the geopolitical situation is the word uncertainty right now. And what is happening in India versus the uncertainty is what really this finance bill stands for. I will quickly mark out a few points which really I think we need to know, and the Honorable Finance Ministry needs to take cognizance of it. I'm not standing here just as an opponent, as a critic, but I'm concerned as a citizen also who has 2.23 lakh stakeholders who I represent today, who are directly impacted by the decisions that we take here. And that's only about me multiplied by 500 people here and 200 there, so about 800 MPs here. The growth is at 5.4% today, where the manufacturing is sluggish, food inflation is disrupted. There are good days and there are bad days. I won't say it's high all the time because there are some good days. So I'm putting facts on the table. Jobs are clearly stagnant. Rising trade, there is a gap. Disappointing capital flows. Weak urban consumption, which I will come back to. Then there is the private consumption is down. Exports have shrunk by 10.9%. I'm not only blaming the government, I understand. I may not be an economist, but I do understand that we have to take ownership of it. I'm not just criticizing, but the geopolitical situation, which I go back to, is one of the big reasons why trade. It doesn't mean Indian products are bad, but the situation is such that people are skeptical that, oh my God, I will ship today, and if something else happens in the next few weeks to come, as we are expected something to happen between the 2nd and the 4th April, then what happens to my goods? So that is the concern and the urgency and panic in the market right now. Exports have shrunk. Manufactured product prices have increased by 2.86% right now compared to what was January, which was 2.51%. Unemployment at 4.2%. There are 15% youth today which are jobless, and the number grows every day. The car sales is lot small. Where I come from is Maharashtra, Pune district. Pune district is one of the largest hubs of car manufacturers. So we have the Tatas, the Bajajes, all the big hubs. We have the Mercedes-Benzes, all invested there. The cars and the motorcycle market has gone down 17%. Sir, please, and I can authenticate this if anybody wants, is pure reason. There are 3 reasons all of them are saying. One is affordability is a challenge today, high interest rates to buy it, and slowing down of the economy. So these are all the indicators which are showing that the economy is in trouble. So rather than riding and saying everything is wonderful, I think with full humility, let's put all our minds here together to find how are we going to ride this tiger which is waiting for us in the next few years, months to come, weeks to come, because of the global situation. Sir, the PLI scheme which my colleagues talked about, what are really the outcomes of these schemes? Because these are all interventions which came from the Treasury in their interventions today, but I really would like to ask them. Now, this is where the economy is. Now we come down to breaking up of the taxation. Now, there is the Finance Commission which has proposed reduction of federal tax revenues. That's what we are reading in the newspapers. What has been suggested by the government is that normally the tax is divided, and we were earlier at various percentage. Now we reach 40%. Then there was 41% agreed to give to the states. Now they're saying to roll back and make it 40%. This is retrospective. First of all, we have lost so much money with GST. I come from a state, Tamil Nadu. We are all states which give and contribute to the kitty, and we are very happy to do that. If we can help other states grow, we are very proud. We'll work harder and make sure we can give more to the kitty. But it cannot be at just the cost of our products. So I would like to ask that if from 41 we come to 40, the difference is going to be of 35,000 crores which the central government is going to get. So that is our money, plus the cesses and the surcharges. This is surreptitiously, sir. I would like to put it on record. There are times monies which are supposed to be shared by the states are taken in the form of cesses by government of the central government, and the states suffer because of that, and all our states are suffering for that. So what is this mechanism? It's completely retro. I mean, it's not fair on the states which are already suffering, sir. We all know that all the FIRs has pulled out of this. So why are people pulling out of the Indian economy? They're pulling out because they don't see the growth happening here. They prefer other economies going on. So what steps is this government going to take to make sure, and who is affected in the in the entire stock market, sir? It's the middle class which is getting hurt. Right now, even if these foreigners have pulled out to such a large extent, it's the Indian economy, the producers and the Indian middle class which is held on to it. There has been a correction of over 10% today in the stock market. So what checks and balances is this government going to do to make sure that this stays steady? So there's another very big intervention which we need to flag here is the gold loan. The gold loan is something which even the RBI has shown concern. Over more than 50, this is first time that has happened in India, that over 50% people are turning towards the gold loan. What is it signaling you? The RBI actually red flagged it. And what's most interesting for me in this whole scenario is we are looking at hope with Shaktikanta Dasji. He used to first manage the monetary policy. Now he's going to be here managing the fiscal policy. So we have a domain expert. So I would really like to flag and ask the Honorable Finance Minister of India that what intervention is he doing, and we would want him to intervene because it's very, very critical for our monetary and fiscal policy right now, more so because RBI is talking about this gold loan. So it's a very, very important point, and it is going to hurt the economy if we don't get our act together on this. So I request the Honorable Finance Minister to be very, very concerned and make sure they take some action and be prepared for this because of the outcomes will hurt the country. The other big issue which I've raised several times is the FRBM Act. So the fiscal management is what this bill is all about. And the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, got this bill, which is one of the finest bills in the larger interest of the nation and the state. And Dr. Manmohan Singh ji continued it and improved on it. Now, what I want to flag about this is, sir, in the FRBM Act, we do fiscal management. So we make sure that whichever government does not overspend. Now, the problem is, I'll give you an example of my state, sir. To make populist programs, I'm putting it as diplomatically and correct as I can, that these are all wonderful schemes for the larger interest of the poor of this nation, which I appreciate. I like it, I support it. But now they have taken all the Adivasi funds and the Social Justice Department funds are used for populist programs. There's nothing wrong in having every government wants populist things. But I remember the Honorable Prime Minister, who is clear about his economics, talked about Revdis at one time. My question, with full humility to the Honorable Finance Minister, is that after this, what role or what checks and balances is government going to take so that the budget is well spent and the monies are spent which is for the Adivasis and which is for the Adivasis as well as Social Justice Department, which are used for other schemes only during election. So what happens to the Adivasis and what happens to Social Justice Department is my question. So is this government going to intervene for good management of fiscal deficit and good governance, which this government talks about? So are they going to walk the talk, or every state that gets into an election, they will be changing the rules of the game, which will not hurt us right now, but you will have legacy of issues which generations will not forgive us just for winning one election. Another important question is of GST. Vijay Kelkar, proud Maharashtrian as I am, we both come from the same state, a tall leader, a visionary, got the GST to this country. What was the idea? The sole idea of the GST was one nation, one tax. The Honorable Finance Ministry, and in her budget, as a matter of fact, she mentioned that they're going to reduce the slabs. Well, the nation is waiting with bated breath. Because up to from 3% all the way to 28%, so many slabs, so much confusion. I'm not getting into the popcorn mess that my children have to deal with. Let them decide whether they want to eat salted, caramel, plain popcorn, and I don't want to get into that because I don't want to make this into a frivolous debate. This is a very serious debate for me. But my point to this government is, why is there so much all the time in the GST when it was a commitment made? She praised all the state governments, said state governments are doing very well. So I want to ask her, when will we become one nation, one tax, which is the real soul of this? And all developed nations are doing that. If you say you're going to be, Nishikant Dubeji said he's going to be #1 in this country, we'll be very happy if your government becomes a first country in the world. We'll also be proud. Viksit Bharat mein hum bhi aapka saath denge. But to reach there, then what are you taking from the Western world? Also, I want to have. The good practices also have to be taken. So when it's one nation, one tax, like all the other developing countries have done that, when is this government going to be one nation, one tax? I want to ask them this question. GST needs a lot of reforms, which are suggested by many of us, and many of my colleagues have talked about it. My one more 2-3 small points I'd like to ask this government is also about tariffs. Tariffs are a big concern for all of us. Now, this unilateral zero tariff for agri products, I want a reply in yes and no. We don't want to hear some long-winded story of what happened in the last 50 years. I want to know from this government that in the unilateral zero tariff for agriculture products, what is the stand of this government? Are they going to agree? Are they disagreeing? And if it's a no, they have to tell this nation that no agricultural product we will compromise. We will not compromise the farmers of this nation, and the policy will remain the same, whatever they have to discussions in America we want to say. So 2 very small points, I'll finish my speech in. This thing about taxation, we are coming up with a new law. I'm fortunately a part of the select committee there, and we are having very, very good debate and discussions, and we are calling all the stakeholders. There is one small point I'd like to make, that everybody is here in this country wants to pay tax. We are all tax paying. Why is there always a fear about this tax? Most of my colleagues, my friend Kalanidhi also spoke about it. Every time there is this faceless or whatever this new thing, I am not taking away from the intent of this government. But why does this government like to scare people? Even in this new bill, they'll say, "Arey, we are not going into people's mobiles and personal spaces." My only point is that they have to put checks and balances, everything. I don't want to get into whether high net worths left, whether 22% left. That's not. If India really wants to grow, have a good tax regime, get fear out of people. People want to stay in India. People want to build India, but nobody wants to stay in fear. And the whole point is, whenever you are going into people's spaces or taxing people, have trust. What is that? Vishwas, Vivad se Vishwas tak. Crores of rupees is stuck. So why are we not, what Vivad se Vishwas tak? Bring it for everybody. Extend that scheme. Show trust in people. Indians are very honest people by nature. That's why we globally go and do extraordinarily well. So this government has to stop. You are sitting here in government because Indians have voted for you. The same Indians who do not, you want to tax, you want to scare, you want to pay. It's their money only on which your election goes on with. So please, जिस थाली में खाते हो ना, उस नमक का थोड़ा तो ज्ञान रखो.
Thank you.
So stop raiding people, stop hurting people. People in India are honest. We are happy to pay tax. Just don't scare us and have a very transparent and a fair regime. Thank you.
Thank you. Nishikant ji?
स्पीकर का डायरेक्शन 115 है.
बैठिए ना, दादा बैठिए. कुछ अच्छा सरसा चल रहा है, कुछ पॉइंट है, बोलने दीजिए.
तो आप मुझे पॉइंट ऑफ ऑर्डर भी रेज नहीं करने दोगे?
प्लीज बैठिए. बैठिए प्लस दादा, आप बैठिए.
सभापति महोदय, FRBM एक्ट अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी लेकर आए, ये सही बात है. उसके कारण फिस्कल डेफिसिट पर काफी कंट्रोल हुआ, ये भी सही बात है. लेकिन डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी का जो जिक्र किया, मैं माननीय सदस्य को बताना चाहता हूं कि 2008 में, 2003 में ये एक्ट आया. 2008 में जब पूरे दुनिया में रिसेशन था, तो डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी ने ही FRBM एक्ट में चेंज किया और वो 6% पर चला गया. जो 4% होना चाहिए भारत सरकार का कंसोलिडेशन, जो फिस्कल डेफिसिट 4% पर जाना चाहिए, वो 6% पर हुआ. और उसके बाद 2014 तक जब आपकी सरकार थी, वो लगातार
हो गया निशिकांत।
इसीलिए ये चीजें जो है वो, और यदि उनको लगता है कि डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह ने किया तो उनको ऑथेंटिकेट करने के लिए कहिए।
ठीक है।
2014 तक वो 5.3% पर पहुंच गया था।
देखिए माननीय सदस्यगण, देखिए सुनिए, प्लीज बी सीटेड। आप प्लीज बी सीटेड, प्लीज बी सीटेड। ऑनरेबल मेंबर्स, all the members listen you with good patience. Honorable members, please be seated. Please be seated. All the members of the house listen you. Honorable member Supriya ji, you have spoken 15 minutes. You have spoken 15 minutes, and all the members listen you with good patience. So please, he has a point. You lay down your point in the table. If there is anything, you lay down in the table. All is good. Please be seated. Mananiya Sadasya Shri Gurjit Singh Ojala ji, please. You've spoken well, madam. You spoken well. You have a good suggestions, madam. You have a good suggestions to the government. Please, your speech well listened by all the members. Please, madam. Please. If you have any, that it's okay. What Nishikant? Okay, please, all listen. Please be seated. Only Supriya Sule ji will speak for 30 seconds. Please be seated.
30 seconds only, sir.
Yeah, yes.
I appreciate his point that in 2006, Manmohan Singh sir had changed the rule.
Okay.
Just want to put it on record that he said it became 6%. Yeah. I want to put it on record after that in 2009, the same Manmohan Singh ji's sarkar came with a better majority and ruled for 5 more years. That's my limited point.
It's okay. Mananiya Sadasya Ji